Population experts in Nigeria have disclosed that Nigeria is among the top 5 countries in the world with the highest population under free mortality rates, as it was disclosed that Nigeria needs to start embracing smaller families to boycott poverty. Speaking at a press conference in Abuja, the Executive Director of Civil Society Legislative Advocacy Center, Sislak Awa Ibrahim Musa, stating that Nigeria has not fully utilized its population advantage towards the growth of the country. It was revealed that while population affects every phase of societal development, discussion population remains uncommon in Nigeria, and this put Nigeria at the risk of nightmare at the rate of unemployment, unaccessible basic healthcare services, education, among other socio-economic development of Nigeria.
While population affects every phase of societal development, discussion around population remains uncommon in Nigeria, and this puts Nigeria's population, which is projected to reach 400 million by 2050, doubling the current estimate, at a demographic nightmare. We cannot cancel the fact that with the current inadequate awareness on consequences of population at citizenry and policy levels, as well as unattended impact of national planning, Nigeria has not efficiently harnessed its population to achieve the development goal. If you have this kind of population, it's supposed to be a blessing, because it means that you even have market from the economic side of it. You have market, and there's no reason for poverty. There should be reason for prosperity. There should be reason for actually growth and development at all levels. But when the number has been, put in an unproductive manner, the politicians are only interested to engage our productive, young, agile youth for political violence. Some of them, they are interested in entrenching, religious and ethnic violence. You see the number of people being killed in this country. There's no way anybody with any sense of mind that will be happy. You wake up, you hear 100 people died, 50 people died. In other countries, this cannot happen. And if it happens, the public official will rise up to do something.
The National Bureau of Statistics figures 53.40% of youth are unemployed, which exposes Nigeria to most of the social crime perpetrated by youth, including prostitution, kidnapping, banditry, among others.
So that the country can actually, begin to plan, begin to deal with issues that is affecting its population. There's no way you can deal with even poverty if you do not actually have this proper planning of population or census. You know what is going on in the country. A lot of people are unnecessarily producing children that they cannot take care of, and that is why the number of out-of-school children, the number of street children, the number of almajiri is overwhelming in the country, because there has not been any reflection or any effort to ensure that at least people plan on the kind of family they should have. So with all these crises that we are facing, street children, almajiri children, abandoned children, they have become a source for recruitment for criminals. Bandits are taking these children because they are out of school. Boko Haram is doing that. Other political criminals who are engaging in political violence, they are also recruiting these kids, because we do not face reality. If in the past you produced 30 children, the reality is that now you cannot, unless you don't want to give quality life to those children.
Let the government see what the predicaments we are going to face. Government not giving enough. That's why we have a lot of destitute children roaming the streets. It's because all we depend on is our oil. But if we can look at our ecotourism potential, and that's our biodiversity, and one way of securing it is to maintain their habitats. And one way of maintaining their habitat is to ensure that we are able to control our human population. Girls aged 15 to 19 in Nigeria have started bearing children. Either they are pregnant or they are already given birth to children. 19% of them. Our maternal mortality rate is 512 over 100,000 live births. And how do we manage our population in Nigeria? One of the key things is family planning. And people that spoke before me spoke about our population being large, growing, and all that. We can have a large population, but if we have a good investment on the population, they become an asset. So one of the problems we've had, which the National Population Commission is doing all its best to make sure both the people and the government, because dealing with our large population has to do with not just the government, but also the people. All of us must contribute to managing our population.
The fact that cannot be denied remains that time has come for Nigeria to begin to embrace the idea of smaller families to boycott ravaging poverty, youth unemployment, and other socio-economic problems in Nigeria. Nigeria Population Conversation projected the necessity by the need to engender population-oriented participation and adverse perception on population to shaping policy directives for informal national planning to achieve the overall demographic advantage for sustainable development, as it is hoped that the immediate formulation of Nigerian Population Matter Network will put into consideration as a matter of urgency the outcome of the conversation to further amplify awareness and cascade recommendations across the 6 geopolitical zones in Nigeria.